Hello and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. So today is June the 16th, 2025, and we're out here in the one flower patch for the flower farm, and you can see we have a bunch of plants on here that we're going to try and get all of these in today. So we've been getting so much rain this year, and this is not normal for us at all to be getting this much rain. It's been raining pretty much every single day. So we're actually to the point now where we're putting tarps down over our ground here to try and keep our ground dry so we can actually plant in it. These are big billboard tarps, and we got them for free. So you can see here, the ground here, yeah, I can. Here, can I? And you can see the water is just running off of the tarps from how much it's rained. And this is just what was laying on the tarp. You can see here, this here still got wet even though it was covered. So we're just trying to do whatever we can to get our ground dry. You can see there are still some wet spots in here. This up here was so wet to try and even plant anything in. We started actually going and just putting the tarps over the stuff and planting it as we were going. But it's this stuff was like planting in mud right here, but we're at a point right now where we either have to get it in or we're gonna lose it. We've been trying to hold this stuff for so long, and this is just so unusual for us. So flower farming is not easy. We did manage to get most of our vegetable garden in, but we had to cover that with tarps too. So we're gonna try and get this tilled up here so we can get planting. So this was just tilled up, but as you can see, it's wet. It's turning into just clumps when you
we're already in the middle of
I know that we can't hold it anymore. So we are reusing some of our heavy duty landscapers fabric from last year. This made a huge difference in weeding. We already have the holes in it. And we used our soil blocks this year.
I gotta burn this one.
So this is going to help reduce our transplant shock. That's up on the front seat.
Here.
So I'm going to help and get off of here, and then we'll be coming back. So even though this was burned last year with the torch, we did have some spots where it frayed at from being out over the winter and just everything that it kind of went through. So it's getting reburnt here so that it doesn't keep fraying. We don't want anything to get caught in this, and you want to be careful as you're burning this that you don't catch anything on fire and that you don't burn yourself. So just use caution when you're doing this. No little kids around, no pets around, no long hair or loose clothing. You want to make sure that we're safe when we're doing this different stuff. So we're going to get this put out into the flower patch over there. So we have all of our garden tools out here, and I did bring a bottle of alcohol out in case we find a plant that has fortress blight on it or something like that. We need to clean our hands. And we got our plant tags and just all different types of stuff. So we brought our bags out. Like I said, we have some of the plants. The greenhouses still have a lot of plants in them. And it's starting to rain again. So we're going to try and get in as much as we can. Like I said, we have to get it in. So after the tiller goes through, we go ahead and we rake this level and rake it flat before we put our landscaper's fabric down.
Normally, if it ain't wet, you don't have to do that.
Well, sometimes you do if you get different dips or spots in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's good. Looking much better.
And you can see up here, it's just mud. And from where we were walking at, it really packed it down, but you have to get in and get your stuff planted. We're way over a month behind getting our stuff in and getting it planted, and we just can't hold it anymore. So, you can see here, these are the roots of the winged everlastings, and these were done in soil blocks. And some of these actually got torn off. And you can see these here are from Verbena, how long the roots of these are for these soil blocks. So we did have to hold the plants, but the plants, for as long as they were held, they look really well. They look really good. And, yeah.
And this whole thing is one mat of roots.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Yep,
can see.
I can see that.
Look at it.
Yeah. It turned into one big mat of roots. Yep. But the plants themselves look healthy. They were saying if you didn't space them far enough apart, they would grow together, which this was the first year we used soil blocking. And I do like soil blocking, but look at that. Can't see the bottom like that, but you can see it's just one big mat thing there. Yeah. So this whole spot here has been planted. Where it was drier at, it was definitely much easier to plant than where it was wet at. This here was already tilled through once. The plant food's going in it, and then it's going to get tilled through again, and then our fabric's going down on top of it. This here is a lot easier than when we tried. We used to, for years, mix it in the planting holes. And we just started using this stuff last year, but we used to try and mix it exactly where we were putting the plant at. And that was very time consuming, and it was a mess. So this here is so much easier. So we're still planting here. You can see these over here were done. These here are some of my heirloom seedlings that I collected the seeds from last year, and I planted the seeds. So we're waiting for more plants to be brought out from the greenhouses. These here are mine. These are my Gomphrenias that I had collected the seeds from last year, and these are my seedlings here. So we're making sure that we're labeling these, and I can keep collecting the seeds off of them. Okay, so this is what we got done. We almost have the bottom one done here, but we're out of plants right now that we brought down, and we want to call it for today and go get our supper. So they are calling for more rain for us, but we have just about all of these planted, and I'm not quite ready for the perennials yet, and we have to get more flowers out of the greenhouse later on to finish this off. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put in next. This over here is a disaster. We didn't put the landscaper's fabric down. There's some lavender plants in here, and these are coming back and they are blooming. So we tried taking the tiller through this as just like a skim through, and everything that was in here got all wrapped around the tiller tines, so that makes a mess. And plus there's some really big stones in here that we didn't know were in here. So this has to get worked on later on. This is going to get completely redone, and the landscaper fabric's going to go down, and probably my perennials are going to go back in. I lost the perennials over the winter time. We had those for probably about 3 years, And I did plant some more this year because I was thinking with as cold as it was that we probably lost them, and we did. We lost them in the other beds too. And so they're calling for more rain for us tomorrow and Wednesday and the rest of the week. So as soon as we can get back out and start planting again, we're going to try and get the greenhouses completely cleaned out. And we're going to be looking for more spots to put more flowers in at. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the little notification button. It'll tell us I put new video on. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.